Ever heard of a killer? I drop bombs like Hiroshima.
Somebody said, look at Leak You video. What the fuck is Leak You? Is it like a site? What's Leak You? Leak You. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, shit. Oh, all right, bet. Here we go.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Hey, what's up, folks? Give me a second. Let me just make sure my audio is good because I had a little bit of an issue with my audio here when I loaded up StreamYard. Give me just 1 second, folks. Let me just make sure I can actually hear myself on here. One momento, please. One momento. Almost Friday, folks. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, sweet. I just wanted to make sure I had good audio. Listen, I'm just coming through really quick. Want to speak on what I've been seeing out here on these streets. How ridiculous, right? How pathetic. Ken, you done went and ran and got Adrienne to come out here and defend you again. You look so pathetic, man. You really do. And she looks pathetic too, honestly. But she always looks pathetic, man. For those of you that may be surprised to see her coming up, you know, talking like that, I absolutely can assure you that's what she does. You know, she and here's the thing. Here's what I've been getting caught up on, right? I heard that somebody, I think her name is Dirty 2 True Sector. I'm new to her channel. Apparently Ken's been over there fucking with her. And some people you fuck with out here online ain't going to, you're going to get different types of energies from different type of people, right? um for example, me, I went back and forth with the West Bank twerker for years. I've never called his family or anything like that, but that's just me, right? That's just me. That doesn't mean the next person ain't gonna reach out and or do whatever they feel they need to do to rectify the situation that they're dealing with, that they're going through, right? At this point, I ain't faulting none of them. Because listen, man, the West Bank twerker, aka Ken Nola News, Nola Ken Nation over there, he does the shit to everybody. But here's the thing, right? All that posting the revenge porn and the pictures of people naked and shit like that. He's been over there Solid Sunny, right? He's been over there posting that lady's nudes and shit like that. And he thinks because he's doing it on his little troll channel that he's safe, I guess. But you're not. Nature Boy is doing life in prison. What's ended up getting him caught up? Him posting revenge porn. Authorities they're not playing with that shit anymore. They're not. That's felony charges off the gate, man. State of Texas, matter of fact, they went through Austin went through like a review of the current revenge porn laws, and they raised it from a misdemeanor to a felony. So that just kind of shows you right there how serious people are taking this revenge porn shit. And listen, man, Ken's been posting revenge porn on people for years. Let me give you some history, okay? Because I've been, going back and forth with that little bitch for a long motherfucking time, longer than anybody on this motherfucker. And let me tell you something. He lost a YouTube channel like 7, 8 years ago when he posted revenge porn on an ex-girlfriend that he was fucking with. He damn sure did, of her in the shower, matter of fact. I can think of, let's see, 4 people that he's posted revenge porn on. Those are just people I know of on YouTube. Not to mention, y'all, don't forget about the party lines. You know, he loves his little party lines and shit. He was doing wicked shit like that on the party lines. He was fucking with, this girl on the party lines and posting that girl and her kids up and all kinds of shit. He will go there, right? It's going to take, I'm absolutely convinced of this. It's going to take Ken to get in trouble with them white folks before he stops doing that shit. That's the only way he's ever gonna learn. That's the only way he's ever gonna learn. He has a pattern of doing these sorts of things. There is a history of him doing these sorts of things. I don't know if some of the previous people will come out and speak on it, but I know, look at what he did to Kiki over there, the girl Kiki. Man, he was posting that lady's body all up and down on his community wall on his YouTube feed. And, it's crazy to me. He'll lose a channel. He comes back. He's not even supposed to be on YouTube. He's straight up circumventing right now, and YouTube is putting some things in place to circumvent that. And they're absolutely depending on AI for a lot of things. I'm not going to give a whole bunch of technical details because one, a lot of people find it boring, but two, I don't want to give, anybody one up on how to circumvent or reverse engineer what YouTube is implementing to try to, stop that type of behavior on their platform and shit like that, right? Y'all give me just a sec. But I kid you not, those behaviors go back years. And honestly, the way people have been coming at him, Audio Pulp, this new account, or I don't think she's not a new account, but she's new to me, that Truth Too Dirty sector, and some other people that have interacted with them over the last couple years. Man, you're drawing so much heat on yourself and your family. Like, I think it's pathetic that Adrienne came up here earlier today. Oh, I want to speak on something about my husband. Man, you look so dumb. Why do you even embarrass yourself like that? Your husband is the absolute source of your problems. These people calling, Ken's mama and his family members and all this type of shit. The thing is, Ken's calling their families and shit. You know, he don't know how to stop. He don't know. I don't think he really is capable of of the word stop. He don't know how to rein himself in. He don't know how to pull himself back. And frankly, threatening the police on victims is pathetic. Do you really think, Adrienne, seriously though, do you really think the behaviors that your husband, that you're so proud of, right? Your non-working ass husband who cheats on you every fucking chance he gets with any female. Look, he'll have another one in a month or so, and then they'll fall out in a couple months after that, and he'll be doing the new one the same way that I've seen him do so many females out here, man. I've watched him, man. He's got a straight up pattern. But if you think that you're going to be able to turn your assailant husband into a fucking victim, man, I got news for you. I got news for you. How dare you try to come out here and threaten people with police? I think you need to be concerned about them coming to your front door again. Did y'all hear me when I said Nature Boy is doing life in prison? He had never been convicted of rape before. He had never been convicted of disseminating revenge porn, electronically harassing people and shit. That was his first conviction on those charges. He had an incident with his former, I don't know if it was his wife, if they were like legally married before he started like all his trips to all those different countries, in the Caribbean or whatnot. I know there was like an incident that happened with a female that kind of drove him to leave the country or whatnot. And then, his life in Carbon Nation started. He started, his little cult or whatever, the cult of Eligio Bishop, and then decided he would go to Georgia, of all places, a southern state. And I think it was outside of ATL. He figured he'd go there. And I mean, he was out there at that point, right? But he had been posting revenge porn for years. He had posted revenge porn on Velvet years before. Then he did it to Janae, and some other girls. He was putting them videos and photos, on Twitter and Pornhub and all these other places and shit. Man, listen, man, Ken's threatened to do this shit to children. He's threatened to do it to my fucking children, my grandchildren. He said he wanted to piss in my grandbaby's mouth. He said he wanted to kill Phi Babe and her child. Man, I got so much audio on that little bitch. Now, I be moving the videos from channel to channel because Cam, he be trying to, get his little team together to do their little flagging and shit. But if you just search Ken Ola News, comma, leak you, you'll find some clips. They may shift from channel to channel from time to time. But best believe every bit of that is backed up, right? It don't matter how many false flags Ken tries to throw at me. He's never gonna be able to shut me up. And so, nah, man, this ain't me, coming off no throne or nothing like that. That shit is just dead ass wrong. It's dead ass motherfucking wrong. The way he did Kiki Prime or Kiki Baby, right? That shit was fucked up. The way he did his previous girlfriend, that shit was fucked up. He posted a clip of her one time um, laying in a bed. You know, she had her ass all in the camera and shit. I mean, this is what he does. And, you know, he posts a clip of her in the shower, nude. And he really thinks he can't be touched. You can't turn Ken into no victim, Adrian. He's no victim. He is the assailant. Ken is the one out here causing all the chaos that he's bringing into your life. My question is, why do you put up with that shit? And then you come out and you defend it on top of it. You look so dumb. You look stupid and you sound slow over there. You sound slow. That little accent you got ain't cute. Can barely understand what the fuck you're saying. But you really think, she really thinks she gonna be able to turn that dude into a motherfucking victim. Man, he is an evil degenerate, period. An evil degenerate, a predator. He is a fucking predator of women. He's a predator of children. I mean, some of y'all that are kind of new to Ken, you may not even be aware of an incident that occurred maybe 7 years ago with Ken and a kid in his motherfucking neighborhood. Speak on that, Ken. Speak on that. Speak on that incident with that kid in your neighborhood. It is wild to me. And so, yeah, man, the shit is crazy. It's fucking insane, out of control, out of hand. But Ken pushes it like that. He's a chaos demon. He's a chaos demon. And so, you know, that tit for tat attitude, you know, that he has and shit like that. And man, look what you put your poor mother through. That can't be. I mean, think about you, those of you who are mothers and fathers, right? Could you imagine somebody calling you to tell you those horrible things that Ken does? You know, we heard like phone call when he spoke to the aunt and then the aunt three-wayed the mom or whatever. Could you imagine being a parent and receiving a call like that about your kid and somebody telling you that your kid's doing this? It doesn't matter how old your kid ever gets, right? That, you know, the older your kids get, the more you love them, right? Could you imagine getting a call like that about your child sexually harassing women and children? Because he sexually harasses children too. I be side eyeing some of y'all for real. Cause you know, some of y'all, I don't understand you women, especially, and then you women with children that have sat by and watched him display this same exact behavior over and over and over with different people each time. Now, though there's a couple of y'all on here that I know have been following him for 4 or 5 years and shit, and you know what Ken really does. There's absolutely no way you can pretend like you don't. It's just way too many people, you know, that have the same issue with him, right? He always wants to go below the belt. He thinks it's cute. But man, he don't realize he be exposing himself. He be making himself look really bad. And you know, to take a pussy move and to go and get your wife to jump on the YouTube so that she can make a statement on your behalf, man, nobody gives a fuck about what that lady's talking about. I'm here to tell you. Nobody gives a damn about what Adrian's over there talking about. It's like the only reason anybody even would have sat there and listened to that shit is to laugh their asses off and think to themselves, how dumb can this bitch be? Got a husband that don't work, a husband that runs around in her car all day long while she's at work, scrapping, picking up dead ass, old ass furniture from the side of the road. Got a mound of fucking trash in his mama's yard and shit from all the shit he done collected over the years and shit, all that garbage and shit. Straight up. That's what you got. That's what you're proud to have. You're proud to come home every day and basically take hard dollars that you earn and shit like a third of it down the toilet. Because man, when you take care of a man that don't work, that's like useless, heavy weight. You know what I'm saying? I've known about the West Bank twerker the longest. Yeah, I call him the West Bank twerker because that motherfucker is so weird that he comes on here like a bitch and puts his ass in the air. He puts on women's panties and shit. He puts on his wife's panties and twerks and puts it on camera and shit like that. But dead ass serious though. Um, that's heavy weight to carry another grown ass man. I've never known of him to ever have a job. He'll sit over there and play. Oh, I ain't got no job. Man, we know you ain't got no job, Ken. You spend entirely too much time up on YouTube and you into any and everything that's going on. You keeping up with everything. There's no way that you work a full-time job and up here hitting these panels day and motherfucking night, day and motherfucking night. Now, did I read it correctly in a comment that you will be laying next to your wife and be having phone sex with other people and shit? Listen, I fully believe that Adrienne and him swing. Now, and let me throw another little piece of something up here too. Y'all ain't forgot about that picture that somebody in New Orleans was sending around a Ken being poked in his ass. Straight up. Ken and the dudes looking at the camera. Ken knew he was being recorded. He knew he was being recorded. He is bisexual. On top of that, man, I'm thinking like HIV, hepatitis, syphilis. Like y'all heard about the epidemic going on in Houston down there. You know, there's been an epidemic of STDs, and New Orleans ain't a far hop. But I mean, you got a whole bisexual man that don't work, who don't help you support your household. You pay for everything, Adrian. He's a fucking bum, a useless bum. And I mean, them type of women right there, and she goes all in too, don't she? She goes all in. I'm gonna say this about my husband. Man, fuck your husband. Again, you'll never be able to turn him into no victim. The first time that any detective sits down and talks to him, he's going to literally tell on himself. He can't help it. He can't help it. But he's going to fuck around and find out. I just have a feeling he's going to fuck around and find out for real, for real. Keep playing with these people and posting revenge porn on these people. You are going to end up in federal motherfucking custody. You are going to end up in motherfucking custody on a federal charge or a state charge, one or the other. And you're going to fuck around and do some time on that revenge porn shit because they are, like I said, they not playing. And then when you can come up and prove, and the other, honestly, the other people that he's did it to, They don't necessarily have to be the ones to show precedence or to show that he has a history of doing that. If the authorities prosecuting him actually get their hands on that information, on those images and stuff, boom, that establishes precedence. That establishes that he has a history of doing that shit over a year, over a span of years. People have said something to him. He don't correct his behavior. One thing I didn't hear Adrienne, saying up here is, you know, you ain't gonna provide any sort of reasoning on why your husband's up here breaking the law, why your husband's up here posting revenge porn. Like, do you care about your husband's freedom? Because if you really cared about your husband's freedom, you would be intervening like a motherfucker. Either that or you leave that motherfucker till he got his shit right or did something. This motherfucker's been doing the same shit year after year after year after year, and you still there. You still there. And your husband gets poked in his ass too. Your husband likes men too. I mean, shit. I know Adrienne seen that photo of her husband getting dick down, getting poked from the back in his, brown hole. Come on, he looked at he had his he had his head turned to the right, looking at the cameraman. I was like, damn, he knows he's being recorded. He knows it. He knows it. Just wow. And your wife knows it too. So it just kind of goes to show y'all, there are some women that will still got audio. There are some women that there's nothing that can drive them away. Nothing. They can be done, as dirty can be by their men, and absolutely nothing will make them open their eyes and see with clear vision. And she's obviously looking through some very foggy fucking glasses, if you ask me. But most importantly, I don't think any women should be supporting anybody who's posting revenge porn. And nobody should be supporting that shit. But man, women ought to be especially sensitive to that. I mean, guys, it's not just grown ass women he's did that to. He's did that shit to fucking kids, man. He's posted little girls in swimming suits, highlighting certain areas of their bodies. Something's wrong with that dude. Something's wrong with him. So yeah, man. Ken's gonna fuck around and find out, man. It's 2026. Keep on. Keep on. Keep it on. Keep on. The day that he gets arrested for revenge porn or stalking charges or electronic harassment and intimidation charges will be the motherfucking day that I'll be out here telling the world. Yep. Karma, baby. Karma. It's the universe, you know? There's always got to be some balance in the universe. Positive, negative, the yin and the yang. There's always got to be a certain level of balance. The scales can't always be tipped on one side, if you know what I mean. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. I'll leave the video up on Interloper Nation 2. I'm gonna private it here on the leaky.com platform. But I'll have a backup copy regardless. So just, FYI. But How pathetic. What's up, Third Eye? It's good to see you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up off here. I'll see y'all. I'm gonna go play The Last of Us. I've been playing that bundle. I downloaded the bundle for The Last of Us and Part 2 remastered. I love the show on HBO, but man, the game is amazing. I love games like that where they have like a movie type of feel to them and stuff. Red Dead Redemption's like that, or Red Dead Redemption 2's like that. And I can't fucking wait for GTA 6 to come out. When GTA 6 comes out, that first week, I think it's November 19th, I think, or the 12th or something like that. When that game drops, y'all ain't gonna see me. You ain't gonna see me or hear from me because, man, I'm gonna be first up downloading that on the first day, man. I've been waiting for that game to come out for some years, and they've been pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. But it's a solid drop this November. So I'm looking forward to that. But if y'all have a PlayStation, you should check out The Last of Us. It's a really good game. I've got an Xbox and a PlayStation 5. I play them both. But the PlayStation 5 graphics is a lot. I don't know. They're just like a tad bit better, I think, than the Xbox graphics are. But Xbox graphics aren't too bad either. But anyway, I just wanted to come up and say that. Meant every word. Meant every motherfucking word. You know? You're going to fuck around and find out. And then one day, you're going to push the wrong motherfucker. You're going to push the wrong person. You know, you've had people show up at your mama's house and all kind of crazy shit that's happened to you. And one day somebody may show up and they don't want to do no talking, you know? You literally put yourself, your child, and your wife, and your mama too, your whole family, you put them in danger. When you got shit, you know, from the online world reaching out and touching your family members and stuff like that, something ought to be telling you on the inside of your brain that you should rein yourself in. But you just don't have the capability. You don't have the intelligence to do that because you're dumb. You're dumb. You've always been dumb, Ken. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next live stream. Check out my community wall too, folks. Did y'all know they found a dead body at Sandringham in England on the royal residence where Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was associated to? Yeah, check that out when y'all get a chance. I'll see y'all later.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart, like really, really, really smart like I am.